The Pendle Hill Landscape Partnership was an ambitious 4-year programme of activity based around the heritage and landscape of Pendle Hill. Briarfield-based arts organisation In-Situ was commissioned to deliver the gathering strand of the programme and worked with artists to engage and inspire people with the natural environment of Pendle Hill.
There's been a lot of trust and risk-taking on the project, not always knowing where things are going to go, dealing with things like COVID, but then being responsive to new ideas of what we can do in that time. It feels like the partnership has allowed that to happen, and that's where I think we thrive as an organisation.
I think the great thing about sort of bringing artists in, or what artists can bring to the programme overall, is just hopefully like a bit of fresh perspective. They're really good at sort of looking at things in unusual ways.
A travelling opera performance was developed in response to a community archaeological dig. 12 hand-engraved summit stones were installed at the top of Pendle Hill, each representing a different aspect of the area's fascinating history.
The process is a bit like archaeology in reverse, that the stones are going to be buried up to the top surface, and there was always going to be a message to the future people of Pendle, which I've actually put inside. Don't be afraid of change and things that are different.
Traditional and modern Lancashire cuisine was fused to create the Pendle peat pie, which represented the peat restoration process. We used art to raise awareness of important ecological issues and helped to restore peat. Children and young people got hands-on, exploring modern-day archaeology.
We've been learning about the history of the area and the heritage that's formed around it, and how anybody can be an archaeologist.
A new travelling shepherd's hut was commissioned, which was used to engage people.
We're trying to encourage more people to experience the landscape, but this might be a step for some people to kind of find out about it before they go there.
Creative projects gave people the opportunity to reflect and explore their culture and heritage.
Like the strong tall trees or a community of collective care, their branches forever healing.
Artists took inspiration from the heritage of dry stone walls and hedges to create new work. We responded to COVID challenges with Testing Ground, a series of micro-residencies for established and emerging artists, giving the opportunity to trial new ways of creating and sharing work. Conversations were able to continue digitally when we couldn't meet in person. We've created opportunities for young people from both sides of Pendle Hill to work together and be inspired by the landscape.
I think it's helped them build a better sense of belonging, helped them aspire towards creative careers.
I've experienced loads of different things like using a professional camera, sound recordings. I've got an insight on how they make short films.
Artists helped people to connect with the landscape in a meaningful way.
Take the clay in your hand and squeeze and breathe and think about the land and think about your ancestors.
My biggest hope for the Gatherings programme and the impact that it will have is that people will just continue to enjoy exploring the landscape, looking after the landscape, especially I would say some of the young people that we've worked with, a lot of which hadn't been up Pendle Hill before, and that, just keep enjoying what's on their doorstep.